third-year starter could have a sense of, he doesn't strike me as a guy who's complacent at all. You say he's looking for an edge. What is he like in spring? Is he one of those guys who's pushing the younger guys to, to pay attention? Here's how you do it, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a magnet. He's an information magnet for those guys, and he's patient with, youngs. Every now and then I think he's had, Buffelli's been at center when Rick's had some snaps, guys who are at class or whatever. And, he's patient with guys that don't know what they're doing. He probably remembers a little bit what it was like for him when he first jumped in, as well. But he's great with those guys. He's all about, he's all about helping everybody get better. And I think that, and he's got a lot of good input at this stage too, because he's been in the system, this long now and understands some stuff, and I think he's having a lot of fun, and he makes it fun for a lot of other guys, and he's got ideas right now that to me are valuable, because it's really all about the players and what they're doing. A coach that thinks he's got all the answers or can really do some things that are amazing, I think is only fooling himself, because those guys, there's 22 guys out on the field, when the ball gets snapped, are the ones that it's all about, and how well they prepared themselves probably matters almost as much as how much we've prepared them, and then how much they've prepared themselves mentally, and the attitude they bring out there on that field is way more valuable in a lot of ways.
Is that? I imagine that's really satisfying as a coach, because I imagine a lot of times quarterbacks start as a quiet kid in the room, as a freshman, who probably keep their mouth shut, keep their head down, and now sounds like he's grown into a guy who's given you ideas, and his football IQ is probably taken off. Is that satisfying as a coach to see that grow?
Yeah, usually quarterbacks aren't church mouses,
really?
By any means. Because they've, you don't get here unless you've played, on state championship teams or competed for, so you've had ideas, all along. And yeah, I haven't had I don't know where I got this, XYZ factor. Somebody told me Albert Einstein came up with it, but I don't really think it was him. But talk about work hard, play hard, and keep your mouth shut. Well, that doesn't always, those guys, I want to hear what they have to say, even when they're young guys, because it helps me teach them. Coach the player, helps me understand, where they're at. And, I don't think it's any different than, it might be a little different, but, somebody who's trying to teach in a classroom, if you can't get across, if you don't know how they're thinking, it's hard to get your point across to them, and not every guy can do the same stuff. That's what's, we have 3 different styles at running back right now. Quarterbacks are all a little different. They all have their own strengths, and you can waste a lot of time trying to force improvement in weaknesses, just to try to do some stuff that probably isn't going to work most of the time, as opposed to stay focused on what they can do well and what their strengths are, and kind of take it from there. But and they all have good input. They all you just have to, the more experience they have, the better it is, obviously. But it's valuable. It's always valuable.
Is there a receiver who's having